Energy check for November 5th, 2025. Whew, it has been a day. We have a time jump. Yes, this is the Schumann resonance located in Russia. Measures the energy for the whole world. And it is not a coincidence, in my opinion, that this is happening 1 year to the day of the 4 a.m. Club's inauguration. That just came out. Also, can we just celebrate having Hope Core for the first time? I opened my social media apps and was like flooded with hope, and it was wonderful. Congrats to everyone who is going to lead us into this next phase. Zora Mandami, thrilled about this. And in my state of Michigan, Detroit elected Mary Sheffield, the first woman, and she's a Black woman. So it's just a breath of fresh air here. And in Michigan, we are very much women-led, and you can tell because of the budgets that are passed, things like it's no one's gonna go hungry, there's money being put toward it. It's like it makes a huge difference. And the future is women, by the way. It is women-led. The matriarchy is here. That is the future. You don't have to be a psychic to see that. So the energy is very, there's a percolation is such a weird word, but it's percolating. There's a lot. It is not a coincidence. No. And I'm hoping that this time shift going to be the turning point for all this. It feels like there's a turning point. And globally, not just in the United States, but globally, people are waking up to the idea that billionaires and old-ass people, especially old-ass white people, do not know what people want. And we outnumber them. And I'm not saying I'm not an old-ass white person, because I'm kind of an old-ass white person, but I don't believe that shit that they believe. And I think that we can make the world progressive and care about each other and support humanity. Is it really that hard? Is it that hard to feed people who are hungry? Is it that hard to give people health care when they're sick? We were all created on this earth equally, came from a woman, by the way, a womb of a woman, came into this world. And those basic rights are bare minimum. And we can't even get that. Here in the United States, most of us can't even afford to live a regular life. And there are people who are fighting just to live even a regular life without the basics, like the trans community. They're just fighting to be who they are. The more people that wake up and realize it has nothing to do with you, how someone lives their life, the better off we'll be. So you don't agree with it. So what? Shut your mouth and go about your own life. Why do you care what others are doing with their life, you nosy bitch? Just stay out of it. Why do you care? How could you vote against someone just living their lives? This is what is falling. This is the Tower card moment. It is falling. People are waking up to the idea that, hey, maybe it's not such a bad thing for people to find joy in their life and live their life and get their basic needs met. Imagine that. Do you know what creativity we're missing because people don't feel safe and secure in their base, their root, because they're so worried about money? Creativity thrives when there's a safe place to come out of. I mean, it also thrives when there's not a safe place. I'm not going to say that, but it takes a lot of energy to be creative when you're worried about your next meal, when you're worried about your chronic illness being covered by insurance or not having insurance at all. Creativity suffers, and you can see it. In the United States, for sure, you can see creativity has absolutely... Look at the movies being made. They're all remakes of movies that have already been made. Maybe not all of them, but it's a small... the majority are remakes. The nostalgia is just, with millennials especially, and like we love nostalgia. I'm not really I'm a zennial, whatever, but we love nostalgia. Why do we love it? Because it's comforting and safe. But if we had a comforting and safe root, we could create new as a society, as a world, instead of fighting for just the basics. Once you get the basics met, that's when you see creativity go through the roof. Like, I sense the future is going to be massively creative. It is not a coincidence that when the 80s were around and everybody had money and stuff, that after that, Google, like all of these big things came from that creativity because the base, the root was solid. And don't quote me on the dates or anything like that. I know it was in the 80s sometime or the 90s. I can't remember. But Google, Apple, all of these huge tech things, the internet, like all of this stuff came because the root was safe. And now that those people have billions of dollars, it's time to get real, first of all. Get rid of your billions of dollars and give the root to the people who can create the next thing. Billionaires are not going to create the next creative thing that's going to help humanity. You can quote me on that. They're not going to. It's going to be people. People, groups of people who pour their creativity into something and make it. Billionaires' time is done. Go off to your island and leave us alone. Leave some of your money. That'd be great. Maybe pay your taxes. And, but even if you don't, just go. We don't need you. Bye-bye. The people will win. Pluto and Aquarius. The people will rise up. That is what you're seeing. And it's only just beginning. Midterms, you'll see the same thing. It's going to continue this way. This is the dying of the conservative agenda. It will end. It's just, we got to make it through the murky middle. But this is a big win. Celebrate it. Take a breath and enjoy some hope for a moment.